Hey y'all, tonight I am coming to you from here in Texas, in my house, which is sometimes known as the Quack House. In a tiny corner of the house, in the smallest room, it's my bedroom, and that's where I am tonight. It is below freezing outside, but it's quite warm and comfy in my bed. Tonight's bedtime story is about Circus Circus. Yeah, I'm here talking to you from my bed. It's too cold to go and make a video in the office room. Um, when it gets real cold like this, I stay in bed in this little room where it's warm. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Circus Circus, the Las Vegas casino tonight. It seems like it couldn't possibly be more different than this house, but they're actually very similar. Um, because they know how to cut costs. I'll tell you that. I was actually just at the Circus Circus a few days ago, so while it's fresh in my mind, I wanted to give you a review with a video. I'm going to put some video from the property in this video. Um, but yeah, it was quite an experience. I heard that today the Circus Circus is going up for sale. So, billionaire Phil Ruffin, who owns Circus Circus and bought it in 2019, he is going to sell the property, and no one really knows what's going to happen to it. It could be the end of it. They might demolish it and turn it into some stadium or another casino or something. So, if you're planning on going to the Circus Circus, you probably should. It's one of the oldest properties on the Las Vegas Strip. Actually, Caesar's Palace is even older, which is kind of hard to believe because Circus Circus looks super run down. But it was actually, they were both made by like the same man when they were founded. And actually, Caesar's Palace was mostly what was supposed to be known as a circus. They actually have a big sort of coliseum that they call the circus. And the idea was it was kind of a Roman circus, really. And later, when they designed Circus Circus, that was supposed to just sort of be Caesar's Palace times two in a way, and that's why it's called Circus Circus. And there was supposed to be a circus within a circus as well, and it was just it's a whole bunch of circuses. Um, but Caesar's Palace is older. You wouldn't really think it because it kind of has a more modern feel, although it's been kind of Frankenstein and built upon and restructured many times. But Circus Circus has largely stayed the same as when it was first made way back in the 60s. And honestly, there's no real need to renovate uh, the Circus Circus from a financial perspective. It's one of the most, if not the most, profitable casinos on the Las Vegas Strip because they really don't put anything into overhead or anything like that. It's pure profit. Um, it's also kind of a family place. When I was a kid, we went there when I visited Vegas for the first time. We went there of all places because it was the only place that had an RV park. So, we did a cross country trip and, we went to Sequoia National Park and the Grand Canyon and eventually Las Vegas. And we were kids, so we couldn't gamble or anything. But, they have like a big arcade and they have all kinds of cool stuff. It's very family oriented. And they even have a free circus shows in there like every night. It's pretty cool. Um, and so it's a special property. It's also extremely low budget. So if you're on a budget, that's the place you'll probably check in. So the other day I went and the room was like $20 and it's like, okay, that's a great idea. It was one of those nights where I was coming into Vegas. I was getting in real late and I just needed a place to sleep. Um, and then the next morning I would go to the real hotel that I was planning on going to. But it's a bed. It's definitely a bed. But that's the kind of idea behind Circus Circus is that it's extremely affordable. You can you can just, park your RV there. I don't know if they have the RV park anymore. I think they still do. I'm not really sure. But you can bring the whole family, and it's definitely a place that attracts a lot of people, and so there's always a lot of people there, and if they're there, they might as well gamble, and they do. And so that place just makes so much money and really doesn't spend it on infrastructure at all. When I went to check into the Circus Circus last week, um, it was kind of an interesting check-in procedure. When you walk in, first of all, they have a big old Christmas tree. Even though Christmas has been over for like 3 weeks, they never took it down. But, who am I to talk? My tree is still up downstairs too. But yeah, and there was no one at the front desk at all. They have just kiosks, and so you're kind of on your own. I think there is like one floater person walking around with an iPad who might be able to help you. Um, but you're kind of on your own with the kiosks to type in your confirmation number and then get a key. And so I was typing in, and I selected an upgrade to a suite because it was only a small amount more. I thought a suite might be nice, and so I selected it. Then I went to my floor, and I noticed there was strange things like when you get off the elevator, the floor, the actual flooring seemed to be kind of at a slant and maybe a little off kilter, as if the place is sinking, or I don't even know. So it was a little confusing to walk. There was also this one big bump that I kept bumping on while near the elevator, but yeah, that bump was a little weird. But so I just walked over to the room and you know, put the key in, and was excited to see what the Circus Circus suite was really like. And right before I opened the door, I got a text message from the property saying, "Oh, thank you for checking in. Enjoy your stay." Well, they actually misspelled stay. They spelled it Staty. Your stay. So I was going to enjoy my stay in this room. I was looking forward to it. And then I, actually went into the room. Now, I'm not sure on what planet this room would be considered a suite. It was certainly a larger room, but not a suite by any means. But it certainly was larger than some of the more basic rooms I'd seen on YouTube. There was a kind of sad old crusty chair in a corner, and next to the chair there was a mini fridge, which is very rare to get in Vegas, so that was a nice touch, and I guess that's what made the room a suite. And a little bit of ways from that was the window in the room, and it looked like it hadn't been washed in about 50 years. You could kind of make out the neighboring Fontainebleau building, but the Circus Circus was a very different property from that one. There were also like some cobwebs on the ceiling, but I don't know, I was okay with it. I thought it was funny. And then there was the bathroom, which was super outdated and had these, little soaps and kind of scary plastic cups. But it was okay. Although they definitely were lacking in the towels department. When you turned on the bathtub, the faucet was extremely loud, and the toilet flushing was even louder. Those sounds are going to haunt my dreams, I'm sure. It's something you can't really get from the pictures of the rooms online. But yeah, I survived the Circus Circus. It was fine. I know people like to make it out to be the worst hotel in Vegas. It's not really. They haven't been to the Oyo. But no, it's not so bad. No, there were no bed bugs that I saw. Emphasis on that I saw. Um, No, no one came and robbed the place in the middle of the night. I don't know, maybe that happens, but it was fine. Nothing happened. I went to bed, I took a bath, and then I got out of there as soon as I possibly could. And but overall, I did it. I stayed there. I saved a lot of money by staying there, and it might not be around forever. It's going to be sold soon, and it'll probably be bulldozed and turned into some crazy stadium or something that's not going to be used, like the one at the Tropicana. But you never know what's going to happen in Vegas. There's always new things. But for a long time, Circus Circus was just there, and there was nothing new about it. So, you never know. Maybe it'll just keep staying there, and even if it gets sold, it'll just continue to be the moneymaker that it's always been, with few to no renovations. Who knows? But I'm glad I enjoyed it, and I had a good time. So, thanks for listening to my review from here in my house. Um, it kind of reminds me of that old movie Jumpin' Jack Flash, where Whoopi Goldberg has on all of her winter clothes and her winter hat, and she stays in her really rundown apartment. Um, and that's kind of what this house is like. I turn the heat off, even though it's really cold outside. And I just kind of, survive in this one little room in all my winter gear, and my stuffed pig. And just, yeah, because I'm just I'm a little cheap. I don't want to spend money on heating. I mean, if it gets really, really cold, then I'll turn it on a little bit. But yeah, I like to just be in this one little room and be kind of warm here. But in that way, I'm a little bit like the management at the Circus Circus. I like to cut costs. Um, as long as I'm still happy and I'm okay, that's all that matters. And also, as long as I'm always making money, that's the key point. Just like the Circus Circus, man. Anyway, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next hotel. Bye.